What's going on? Please subscribe, like, description below's show other ways to contact me: Patreon, Instagram, and my email. Leave a comment below, let me know how you feel. And this is going to be my experience as a vegan, where I am now, and what I'm doing now. So an ex-vegan video. The first thing that I want to articulate: you should never, ever cut off any food group. That's a mistake I learned. You can take what you want from that. We are meant to eat naturally in the environment, locally. I know some people are frugivores, vegans, vegetarian, people who only eat fish, sea creatures. You should eat, especially when in season, which is primarily the focus. Eat something from everything. You should eat what you want, what you're in the mood for. This video is primarily going to be longer. Maybe I'll even talk faster. Because I like talking slow, but sometimes I don't necessarily like to talk fast. But this video is going to be more lengthy. So I guess to put more out there, I'll talk a little faster, and that's what some people would like. It's what I want at the end of the day. You should eat what you're in the mood for, what you want, what's in season, organic, grass-fed, and wild. It's stupid. I understand that a lot of food is monocropped, hybridized, pesticides, fungicides, herbicides, chemicals. Not wild. First of all, I'm not even pure bred. And a lot of people probably aren't. Even some of the animals that they farm, first of all, aren't wild. And some are hybridized. Because some people say that all the fruit and vegetables, most, are hybridized, cultivated, maybe monocropped. But so is the meat. There's not too many hunters that are bringing back wild food. Also, your body, me, and I'm sure a lot of other people, are even hibernized themselves. You should eat what you're in the mood for. In correspondence with nature, especially the seasons. You should eat something from every food group. Apples, hybridized, monocropped, grow all year long. Wild or not, there is benefits to eating it. You should eat something of every food group. To eat something of only one food group is constricting, limiting, and overall killing the mockingbird. Taken away from variety in different sources of nutrition. You should eat a little bit of everything, more so following your instincts naturally and what you're in the mood for. Nuts, seeds, vegetables, fruits, meat, dairy, eggs, fish. You can do whatever you like, but you should eat everything. In its natural, whole, least processed as could be form. Alkalinity versus acidic. Yes, either side of the extremities can be negative. Putting yourself in a more alkaline position could definitely, it can cure diseases, reverse, but even too alkaline is bad for you. It's good for short term. It's gonna be almost impossible to eat all alkalinity foods, especially for a long term. And I've personally seen no one thriving of the majority eating just fruits and vegetables. You need a whole array of aspects some people like to talk about the colors, which could be a good look. Alkalinity, from my experience, is short-term biased and based. And it's almost impossible, especially if you're in nature, to even, and nobody has ever, that I've even heard about, even done that. Alkalinity. Which is basically only eating fruits and vegetables, some nuts, seeds, and grains. There is grains. Grains are the only one that are subject, that could be not necessary. You don't actually have to eat those. My view. On to my story, my experience. I was vegan, and I had maybe rarely a little bit of meat and cheese, maybe even some milk during this time. Most likely not raw. My experience was for about 2 to 2.5 years. When I go into something, I go head first. So the transformation was basically overnight. The first thing that happened, probably in the first couple months, which is really crazy to think about it. I used to weigh 180, 185, and then I was 160 to 165. So I lost about 20 pounds. Experimentally enough, this is when I started to cook more, and I pretty much at one point for a long time made every meal that I ate. The least amount of thing that I probably ate on the diet was fresh fruit. And that's because, like, it was hard for me to eat it. I ate a bunch of nuts and seeds, dried fruit, processed food, pizzas, maybe some cereals, but again, I ate nuts and seeds, dried fruit, vegetables, breads, grains, beans and legumes, lentils. Pretty much had it all. The results of this diet, as I did feel good from the beginning. First of all, it came to a point where I was starving every night when I would eat 3 meals a day, usually mostly consisting of beans and bread, soups, stews, making all these funky recipes and cooking. Even though I would eat 3 times a day, at night I'd be starving. Just literally starving. I would go to sleep starving. Every night. Waking up in the middle of the night, sleeping longer than I had to. You would think when I would wake up starving, at this point it'd be numb. I would go work out and delay eating. This being said, I was in a rush to when I did have chances to eat in a frenzy, which at one point consisted of homemade bread, which I would make whole wheat and white, fresh, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And I would eat that at one period. That's basically all I wanted and was eating during kind of like near the end, middle-ish. But I was always like eating trail mix. But I was never satiated, sustained. And I would eat so much. Less is more. Also, my bowels, I'm not saying I was perfect before this. Not saying I was perfect before this in health. because I got into it because my ex-girlfriend in Cowspiracy on Netflix and a couple other things, documentaries. I guess I really got into it for ethnic reasons. Ethic. And just seeing all this propaganda, dramatizations, my bowels, it just seemed like the food was moving so quick. I would be farting all the time, all day. That's not good. Sharding, whether I was on the toilet or just farting, that happened too. The food will run so quickly through, still not being satiated, and probably not even absorbing it. I wasn't on the toilet all the time, but I was